How was the break, mate? Was it good timing or was it?
Yeah, well, it was. We had a break after I think the Waratahs match. We had 2 weeks. Well, that was 4 weeks ago, and then we had a bye, and then we had 2 more games and a bye. So yeah, it has come at a good time. The boys seem really refreshed. The guys are doing fantastic stuff in the gym last Friday, so it shows that the energy is up there.
The results keep you on your way too, conference-wise.
Yeah, hopefully. The Brumbies performed extremely well over there against Southern Kings over there in South Africa. The Waratahs played extremely well against the Rebels. So for us, it's a non-negotiable for us this Friday. We need to win against the Force, and our round 2 match against them wasn't up to the standard that we set for ourselves at the start of the year. And there's a number of areas that we have improved on since that game. So
renewed confidence. That Rebels win was a game that you lost against the Tars and the Crusaders, where you shot out to a lead and then came back and you got back in front. Is there a bit of extra confidence in the squad that you might have turned the corner in those close ones?
Yeah, look, I think in the past 2 games we've scored a lot of tries. So our attack isn't the problem. We've got some really good attacking players within our team who can find the line and find the gaps. In those last 20 minutes, we need to shore up a number of things within our defence and also within our exit selections and so on. But the guys are in a good space at the moment, and very much looking forward to the game on Friday.
And about yourself, you feel like I remember you saying pre-season that you felt like you were as good, if not better, than when you were here last year in 2013. How do you feel your own form's been? It looks like it's been going as good as ever.
Yeah, look, I at the start of the year, I don't think I played to the level that I'm more accustomed to. Due to a number of things being that it was a new squad, new environment, new combinations. But I feel the last few weeks I've definitely feel comfortable around the players. I'm starting to get a few more steals in the breakdown, which is a priority within my position. And yeah, look, I get a few more touches on the ball. We have some fantastic runners in the back row with Higgers and Hendrik Tui and Korchik. So to get my hands on the ball in some times within the game, I feel happy about that.
Your form's been so good, I think a few people have been re-inquiring as to your test status.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you said earlier in the year that you're not available for reflection anymore, or?
Yeah, look, the thing with that, look, I'll never turn my back on Australia. Look, I'll never, I guess, refuse one if it was under the right circumstance, being that I don't want, if Michael Cheika and the selectors have players who can fill that void, I'd rather he pick those players. For me, it's more like, I wouldn't turn my back on it, but at the same time, I feel if he's there to develop players within my position, I prefer he pick those players because they deserve the opportunity.
So you're saying if the likes of like Cooper and McMahon, all those sort of guys weren't available?
Look, if Stephen Bradbury, everyone fell down, look, I'd be happy to pull on the jersey again.
Has Michael Cheika inquired to that effect?
No, he hasn't, no.
Do you have to do anything? When you're retired, do you have to sign anything or anything like that?
No.
Say, hey, I'm retired. Or
No, I think in the past it's just been you have to sit out for 6 months. Once you retire, sit out for 6 months, and then you can't come back. And then you can come back if you were to come out of retirement. But for me, my focus is I'm contracted with Suntory for next season, so there definitely won't be any in November if you did call, because I've committed to them.
What about going into camp, mate? I know you did stuff with Eddie in England. If Czech called you into camp, so how can you do a bit around the breakdown and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, look, I'd be happy to help Australian rugby in any capacity. I'd never turn my back on Australian rugby in that role. Has he contacted me about that? No, he hasn't. So yeah, look, I'm also looking forward to a break in June as well.
Interesting, you mentioned Japan as well. Probably one of the guys who you would prefer in front of you on the test team, Sean McMahon. There's reports he might have signed a contract in Japan to go play there. Do you think he'd go all right in Japan?
Yeah, look, I think he would. Yeah, look, first time I came up against him, he steamrolled me in the game against the Rebels. So yeah, he's a very good player, good ball runner. I think players that do make the option of going overseas have to be aware that adapting very quickly to different cultures and different people and different languages is quite a difficult challenge when you haven't travelled and lived in other countries of different ethnicities. So that would be a challenge in itself. And look, I always encourage players to broaden their horizons and go and play in different countries, because it does make you a better player. It makes you realise different cultures and the way that you live your life. It encompasses so much more than just rugby.
We'd be ashamed to lose him, though, I guess, from the national ranks. He's such a workhorse, as you would have seen.
Yeah, look, it's always a shame to lose any national player in any setup. So, but the decision comes down to the individual ultimately. Does he want to improve himself as a player here in Australia, or does he feel that he can find improvements in another country and adapt that to his game? I found it beneficial for myself travelling in different countries, because it made me a more, I guess, a rounded player.
I mean, your decision was made after you'd played 100 tests pretty much.
You're right, yeah.
100 Super Rugby games, so different time of your life. Looking back, would you have jumped out after 50 tests and 50 Super Rugby games to broaden your scope of skills, or do you think that's still the way to go, to be more a senior statesman before you go away?
Because 50 test matches can be clocked up very easily here within Australia, because you can play 13 tests in one year, and after 5 years you've already hit that mark. So if the player feels he's a complete player once he leaves, it allows you to play different leagues. But I went because I had longevity within the game here in Australia. Me going over and playing in different leagues allowed me to be a more rounded player, because I got to play a different style in France, different style in England, different style in Japan. So it's very much up to the individual.
Yeah, so I suppose relative to the Sean McMahon situation, so you're saying it's an ideal time of his life to go away, or he should hold back a bit and go later, or?
I'd implore him to see what's best for him as a player. He knows what his strengths are, and if he feels that he's for him to better himself as a player is to go overseas, then do that. But it's ultimately up to him.
Okay.
Sorry, Jim, you want to go on?
I was just going to say, against the Western Force, they've got a particular type of backer, I suppose. They've got Hardwick's very hard on the ball. Hodgson probably come back, he's harder again on the ball. Like, what sort of gauntlet does that throw down against us?
Yeah, look, I think in that round 2 game, all of them were hard on the ball. Not ashamed to say, but they did dominate us in that area, the breakdown. So that's an area we have to fix up, and myself in particular, because I felt that I didn't have the impact that I should have had, and we as a team didn't have in that area. So they are abrasive players, Hardwick and also Hodgson in that area, and I expect that as well this Friday, because if they're not being abrasive, then they're not doing their job, and my job is to secure possession for us in attack and defence.
George, I guess the rules are the rules for the comp, but does it feel a little bit weird that the Reds are in finals contention, given the way the season's gone so far? Like, obviously the conference winner gets in, but is that a bit strange to have an 8-loss season and still be just around the corner, really, if things go well? Yeah,
I agree. It is strange when you look at the whole Super Rugby conference, but I guess that's the way it is. If you top your conference, you have the opportunity to play in that quarter, and anything can happen there. So for us, I'm just fortunate that we still have the opportunity to be in contention to top the table, or top the conference, and we need to be performing well this Friday.
He's mate, I get surprised that Higgins hasn't been involved in some of these Wallabies camps. He's playing pretty awesome.
Yeah, he has been playing awesome. He has. You look at his statistics, and his running meters are fantastic. His ability to break a tackle and assist in a try, to score a try himself. He's a very well-rounded player. It is a surprise, but do I believe that he will be involved? Yeah, I do, because it's hard to leave a player out of the squad who's performing exactly like he is.
Sweet, mate.
Okay, thanks guys.
Thanks, George.